Are you Seong Gi-hun or are you Myung-gi? That's the moral mirror that the show holds up to the audience. So the final game turns the players into decision makers. Each round, the group can only pick one person to push off the tower. It becomes almost like a debate or a vote. Who do we sacrifice? Who do we push? And who is willing to do the pushing? Eventually the situation narrows down to Seong Ji-hun, Lee Myung-gi and the baby, player 222. And this is where everything the show has been building towards becomes personal and immediate. Myung-gi is the baby's father. He's very flawed, selfish at times but with a conscience. Seong Ji-hun is the good guy who promised the dead mother he would protect the baby with his life. Now the choice is down to whether someone will die to save the child. This is the moment that the show forces a question upon the audience. You ask yourself, what would you do in this situation? The end of episode 5, when the last falls off the tower, we're left with Seong Ji-hun, Lee Myung-gi and the baby. There is this moment that happens when they all look at each other. And this is the moment where your mind would have thought about what happens now. Even for a split second it would have crossed your mind. Do I throw the baby off? Or you thought, now I have to die? Do you imagine killing the baby to save yourself? Or do you instantly think that you'd take your own life to save the child? That split-second thought, and the shame or relief you might have felt afterwards, is exactly the point. Squid Game isn't content with characters making choices. It wants viewers to confront their own impulses. Some part of your brain might have briefly considered the selfish option, or maybe you immediately felt, I'd die for the baby. Both reactions reveal something about you, and the show is clever enough to make those reactions surface. They all make these choices feel plausible and gutting. They could have jammed it all into one final episode and called it a day, but spreading it out let the tension breathe. It lets us sit with the grief, the anger, and hope. It's not only the shock value or the inventive games, it's the way the show builds real, flawed characters and puts them into situations that force brutal questions. Who do we become when survival is on the line? And what are we willing to sacrifice? That's the engine that makes the show more than just a spectacle. So again, which character are you? Gi-hun, who keeps his promise even at the highest cost, or Myung-gi, who wrestles with selfishness and conscience? For me, I love the ending. Despite a few predictabilities and moments that feel slightly constructed for emotional effect, the finale hits because the performances earned it. The writing asked the right questions and the actors carried them through. I walked away exhausted, emotional, and oddly grateful.